Hello students, I am your biology lecturer. In the last class we discussed about the menstrual cycle. Okay, in that we discussed about ovulation and the secretion of progesterone and estrogen. Today we will discuss the diagrammatic presentation of various events which are occurs during the menstrual cycle. You can see this diagram in your NCERT book. This is very important diagram. Lots of NEET question will arise from this diagram. Okay, when the LH rises, when the ovulation occurs, when the endometrium of uterus proliferate more. Like these questions will arise from this diagram. Okay, I will explain this diagram. Please practice this diagram and write the important points below. Okay, that will help you to understand this diagram. Okay, after writing the points, read thrice. It is somewhat confusing, but it is easy. That's why please practice this diagram once and write the points which are very important points, write it down. Okay, whenever you are seeing this diagram, firstly read those points, then read the practice the diagram, then the this diagram will be clear for you guys. Okay, then I will draw this that diagrammatic representation of a menstrual cycle. Okay, firstly I am drawing the boxes. Okay. First practice the diagram, then understand the diagram. Many questions will come from this diagram. Okay. In the beginning of menstrual cycle, we already discussed about the menstrual cycle. In the beginning of menstrual cycle, that is called menstruation. Okay, I will choose the different color pen. Okay. First phase of the menstrual cycle is a menstruation. Okay. Menstruation, you already know that menstrual cycle occurs, menstrual cycle is a cyclic event which occurs every month. Okay. In some females, the cyclic event occurs per month for 5 days. Okay. The menstruation is nothing but the blood flow out of the vagina. The blood is nothing but the uterine endometrium layer and some blood vessels. They forms a liquid and it flow out of the vagina. That is called the menstrual flow or vaginal flow. Okay, vaginal flow means that occurs during the menstruation. Here I will write the events which are occurs during menstrual cycle. First event, that is a uterine event. Uterine event is nothing but the what are the changes which occurs during the menstrual cycle in the uterine. Okay, in the menstruation or a menstrual flow, it occurs for 5 days. Here I will write the days. I will use different one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 5 days, 3 to 5 days, the menstrual flow we can see. Okay, 5 days. Okay, what is the condition of uterine layer during the menstrual flow? the uterine layer break down the blood flow. This is a menstrual flow. I will write here menstrual flow. Okay. Then this happens during the menstruation, that is menstrual flow. Okay. Then the hormones which are necessary for a menstrual cycle, which are released during the puberty in the females, I will mark those events here. Those are pituitary hormones. You know that pituitary hormones are two, FSH and LH. Initially in the puberty stage, the LH and FSH level is same. LH and FSH are released by the GnRH. GnRH is released by hypothalamus. Hypothalamus act on the pituitary gland in order to release the FSH and LH. FSH is nothing but the follicular stimulating hormone. LH is nothing but the luteinizing hormone. Initially during the menstruation, the FH and LSH level is moderate. Okay. Then we have to discuss the ovarian event. What is the condition of ovary during menstruation? Ovarian event. Then along with the ovarian event, in the ovary another cells are also developing. Those cells are nothing but follicular cells. In the ovarian event only, ovary will develop, ovum will develop, and also follicular cells will develop. Okay. Next we have to discuss ovarian hormones. Ovarian hormones are nothing but the hormones which are released by ovary during menstruation or menstrual cycle. Okay. Then the ovarian hormones are the two. Those are estrogen and progesterone. Here I will write estrogen, second one, that is a progesterone. Okay. This is a basic idea. Okay. Then initially ovary which have the primordial cells. Okay. Those cells are divided to form a primary follicle. The primary follicle structure is like this. Inside the primary follicle, primary oocyte is present. I will use shortcuts, then you can understand. We don't have sufficient space to write the full names. Just I will write primary follicle. In that, primary oocyte is present. Okay. The primary follicle develops, divide and developed into secondary follicle. Okay, I will mark or I will use different color for drawing the granulosa cells. In the secondary follicle, the multi-layered granulosa cells are present. Okay, this is a secondary follicle. Okay, only one change between primary follicle and secondary follicle. In the primary follicle, single layer granulosa cells are present. In the secondary follicle, multi-layered granulosa cells. Okay. Next, the secondary follicle again develops to form a tertiary follicle. In the tertiary follicle, we can see the fluid filled cavity, that is antrum. Okay. Many layers of granulosa cells are present. It's like this. This one is the antrum. This one is a primary oocyte. This one is tertiary follicle. Okay. A layer of cells which surrounds the tertiary follicle, those are theca layers, theca externa and theca interna. Okay, it's like this is the structure of tertiary follicle. Tertiary follicle. Then the tertiary follicle again develop to form a Graafian follicle or a mature follicle. You already know the diagram of Graafian follicle. A large fluid filled cavity is formed, which is called antrum, and a centrally located cell is a secondary oocyte. I hope you are seeing the secondary oocyte. That's not so, that is secondary oocyte. I don't have sufficient space, that's why I am using shortcuts. Okay, while you are drawing this diagram, please write detailedly. Okay, this is the structure, this is the antrum. Inside the Graafian follicle, you can see the secondary oocyte which having the layer called zona pellucida and a single layer of granulosa cells which protects the secondary oocyte, those are corona radiata, and a group of cells which holds a secondary oocyte, those are called as a cumulus oophorus. This is the structure of Graafian follicle. Okay. Then the FSH and LH are released by the follicular cells. You know that follicular stimulating cells which stimulate the follicle cells of ovary to release the estrogen. Okay, means how the follicle cells are increasing, those cells releases the estrogen. I hope you are getting estrogen. How the follicle cells number increases, then the estrogen graph also increases gradually. Okay, initially it's normal. How the how the follicular cells are increasing in the ovary, then the estrogen level also increases inside the ovary. Okay. Okay, I will use the green color. Forget this labeling. When the Graafian follicle which have the more follicular cells, then the estrogen level increases. Okay. The main point here, when the estrogen level is in moderate condition, like in a tertiary follicle or secondary follicle, that time the estrogen gives a negative feedback to the LH and FSH. I will mark here. Negative feedback means it inhibits the, this is a symbol of negative feedback, which inhibits the action of FSH and LSH. Those action or the FSH level decreases. Sorry guys, for FSH I will use different color one. The action of FSH decreases due to the estrogen level. Due to the estrogen activity. Estrogen gives a negative feedback, means it inhibits the action of LH and FSH. Here also same thing. LH and FSH levels are decreasing. Mainly the FSH level decreases, LH level little bit decrease. Okay. Why? Because the follicular cells not only release the estrogen, it also releases another factor called inhibin. Here I will write inhibin. Inhibin is a factor which gives mainly negative feedback to the FSH. That's why compared to LH, FSH level decreases more. Okay, then how the Graafian follicle grow? When the Graafian follicle grow, it bursts, it broken and releases the secondary oocyte. That process is called as ovulation. Okay. Here I am trying to draw the Graafian follicle after releasing the ovum. Here I will write secondary oocyte. After releasing the secondary oocyte, the Graafian follicle is like this. Okay, this process is known as ovulation. This process is known as ovulation. Okay, after releasing the secondary oocyte, the remaining portion of the Graafian follicle will form a structure called as degenerating structure called as corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. Okay. Then corpus luteum again degenerate to form a small structure. Okay. I know guys, this looks like a flower, but it is not a flower, it is a corpus luteum. Okay. The main important thing, when the corpus luteum broken and burst and releases the secondary oocyte, that is called as a ovulation. Yet at that time, when the Graafian follicle rupture, that time it releases the more estrogen. More here in the tertiary follicle, the estrogen level is moderate. Okay, when the Graafian follicle forms, then the estrogen level is maximum. When the maximum estrogen level is present in the ovary, it gives a positive feedback, means it stimulates the action of LH and FSH. LH and FSH. That time you can see the LH surge, means more amount of LH is released than the FSH. FSH is less than the LH. You know that LH is necessary for releasing the secondary oocyte. That's why the estrogen which is present in the ovary, which gives a positive feedback. Here don't get confused, when the estrogen level is moderate in the ovary, it gives a negative feedback. Okay, when the estrogen level is maximum inside the ovary, it gives a positive feedback. Okay, when it gives a positive feedback, the LH and FSH production is more. That stage is called as a LH surge. That portion, sorry, when the LH is increased more, a particular process, the particular LH increasing phase is called as a LH surge. When the LH is more inside the ovary, that time the follicle rupture and releases the secondary oocyte. That process is called as ovulation. Okay, then next one. Okay, where the follicles are developing, that phase is called as follicular phase. Follicular phase, here I will write phase. Okay. Then we have to know about the uterine event also. After the menstruation or menstrual flow, in the follicular flow, the estrogen which is secrete out by the follicular cells, which gives a negative feedback if it is in a moderate. It gives a positive feedback if when it is present in maximum amount. Okay, as well as estrogen enters into the uterus through the blood vessels and it starts proliferating endometrium layer of uterus. Means it stimulates the endometrium layer to grow more. Okay, this is the endometrium layer of uterus. This is also action of estrogen. Then when the corpus luteum is formed, okay, only after the corpus luteum formation you can see the progesterone. Still means up to this stage we can't see any role of progesterone. Only the corpus luteum secretes the progesterone. Okay, suddenly after the formation of corpus luteum, the progesterone level rises like this. Okay, then when the corpus luteum rises, there is no follicular cells in the corpus luteum. Those follicular cells are degenerate. That's why the growth of estrogen decreases. It's like this. When the progesterone increases, the growth of estrogen is decreases. Okay. Then the corpus luteum not only produces the progesterone, it also secretes some amount of estrogen also. Okay. Initially, mainly it produces the progesterone. Later, it produces the few amount of estrogen also. That's why the graph is like this. After some time, it increases. Okay. Then the progesterone initially increases by the corpus luteum. Okay, when the corpus luteum degenerate after the end of at the end of menstrual cycle, the corpus luteum degenerate. That's why if the corpus luteum degenerate, there is no secretion of progesterone. That's why the growth of progesterone decreases. Okay. When the estrogen and progesterone levels are decreasing, the estrogen maintains, means the endometrium layer proliferate and it is ready for implantation. It is getting ready for implantation. The ovary is preparing for the pregnancy. If the sperm enters, the endometrium layer helps for the implantation. If the sperm does not enters, the fertilization not occurs, means the endometrium layer which is proliferated, that is going to be and it flow out of the vagina in the form of blood, that is called as menstrual flow. Means at the end of each menstrual cycle you can see all these events. In the next cycle, if the fertilization is not occur, again a second menstrual cycle occurs. Initially the ovarian hormones are normal, okay. Then LH and FSH level also maintained normally, okay. It's like this. This one is called as LH, okay. Then first in the menstruation you can see the formation of a estrogen progesterone little bit by the follicular cells, okay. Then after the follicular phase, in the follicular phase, the follicle cells number of the follicular cells increases like this, and those releases the estrogen. How the estrogen is increased? If the estrogen is present in a moderate amount, it gives a negative feedback to the LH and FSH. Then how the follicular number increases in the Graafian follicle, it releases more amount of estrogen, means the estrogen is maximum inside the ovary, then that time it gives a positive feedback to LH and FSH. That's why during the ovulation the LH and FSH level increases. When the LH level is increases, it helps to burst the Graafian follicle to release a secondary oocyte. That process is known as ovulation. After the ovulation, the part of the Graafian follicle shrinks to form a corpus luteum. The corpus luteum secretes another hormone called pregnancy hormone, that is progesterone. That progesterone helps to maintain the endometrium layer of uterus, okay, for the implantation. How the corpus luteum degenerate, the progesterone level also decreases, okay. Here after the follicular phase you can see the luteal phase, means corpus luteum, that is luteal phase, where the corpus luteum is formed, that is called as a luteal phase. That luteal phase secretes some hormone called as a progesterone, that's why it is also called as secretory phase.